Step right up. Cats is under the big top and Paramount's reimagined take on this legendary musical. But you ain't seen it quite like this. I'm talking contortion, acrobatics, juggling, aerial feats, a whole circus tent of jellicle cats. Running from April 30th to June 15th, this production of Cats is sure to enchant a new generation with imaginative storytelling and groundbreaking circus flair. Cats plus circus equals perfection. Get the tickets today at ParamountAurora.com. Use the code CityCast for $5 off per ticket, up to 4 tickets. Hey, it's Jacoby, and if you love CityCast Chicago, I've got a way for you to get even more out of it, and that's by becoming a CityCast Chicago neighbor. Neighbor is the new name for the CityCast Chicago membership program. When you become a neighbor, you're not just supporting our work, you're unlocking benefits that make being a part of this amazing city even more engaging, enjoyable, and rewarding, like access to our exclusive member-only events. Think insider tours, volunteering meetups, happy hours with other neighbors who love Chicago just like you. Every Monday, we're going to send you a curated list of the best things happening in the city so you always feel tapped in. You're going to get ad-free episodes in a special feed, a thank you on air, and even a chance to shout out your favorite local business or organization. And get this, if you join this week, we're going to send you a coffee mug with our brand new CityCast Chicago neighbor logo. It's our way of giving a little thank you for you being a part of these everyday chats, for joining up to support our work. It means a lot to us. Head over to membership.citycast.fm today to become a CityCast Chicago neighbor. That's membership.citycast.fm. And again, we appreciate you. Today on CityCast Chicago, word on the street, or technically word on the Instagram, is the funniest food duo in Chicago is filming a second season of their show. Of course, I'm talking about Poochie and Pang, who we talked with last fall when they tried the best burgers in town. It's Wednesday, April 23rd. I'm Jacoby Cochran, and this is what Chicago is talking about. All right, so what you're about to hear is one of my favorite conversations we've had at CityCast Chicago. Not just because it makes me laugh every single time, but because it makes me feel more connected to the city. And since I know you love Chicago and love feeling more connected, I want to take a moment before we get into it to say now is your best time to become a CityCast Chicago neighbor. That's where you throw a little coin our way to support the show that connects you to the city a little bit more. And in return, you get perks like ad-free listening and invites to members-only events. And since you joined during our spring campaign, we're going to also throw in this beautiful CityCast Chicago coffee mug. You can join the growing community of CityCast Chicago neighbors at membership.citycast.fm. All right, let's jump into the show.
I'm still not a big burger person, and Kevin really just tormented me. I'm just not going to do that.
Well, sorry, Poochie, that I made you eat 18 burgers over the course of 2 weeks.
I know, trying to put all that weight on my ass. I had to go on a detox.
That's Poochie from the Wiener Circle and longtime food critic Kevin Pang. The show Poochie and Pang, Exploring Chicago's Best Burgers, premiered on NBC Chicago last fall, and Pang says they're now filming a second season. We're getting their Chicago food hot takes. Oh, and if you know Poochie and the Wiener Circle, you already know why this episode is marked explicit for the language. Kevin, welcome back to CityCast Chicago.
Nice to see you, Jacoby.
Hey, always glad to have you, my friend. Poochie, like tens of thousands of Chicagoans, I have been cussed out by you at the Wiener Circle. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Kevin, you've been writing about food professionally for nearly 2 decades. Poochie, you've been working at the Wiener Circle in Lincoln Park since 1998. I got to ask, how the hell did the two of y'all meet each other?
He came in stalking me, secretly recording me, and he wanted to pay for a damn cheeseburger with a Ziploc bag full of pennies. He
Wait a second.
Stayed in contact with me, and like he the first person to really got a chance to know who Poochie was outside of the Wiener Circle, and we just became friends, and I just can't get rid of him.
Wait a second. Hold on. I got to jump in here, Jacoby, because the way that she phrased it makes me sound like a total creep, right?
It was creepy.
It was creepy. But the truth is that I did a show when I was at the Chicago Tribune called The Cheeseburger Show. And one day I decided, you know what? It would be really fun to go to the Wiener Circle and Poochie is already well known at this point, and I decided to antagonize the hell out of her. And so I asked questions and I had a hidden camera in tow. Like, is the cheddar, do you have vegan cheddar? Is the beef sustainably raised?
Didn't you say gorgonzola at one point?
Do you have like gorgonzola, like camembert?
What the fuck is like a taco stand?
Gruyere, no?
Cheddar burger or American, pussy lips?
Cheddar
or American?
Well, can I have...
Cheddar or American?
Okay, I want cheddar. No, wait, hold on a second. Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, gorgonzola. Like, I just try to name like the most Frenchiest sounding cheese as possible, just to annoy the hell out of her. And it really worked. She got increasingly angrier. And it wasn't until I brought out my bag full of pennies and nickels and I dumped every coin and I tried to make it as loud of a clatter as possible that she just completely went berserk. Okay. Hang on a second there. Do you take? I only have spare change. How much is it?
$4.50.
Okay,
asshole.
hang on a second. Give me a second.
Come on, motherfucker. Count it 10.
I've counted.
20, 30.
And it was really funny, I thought. We put it up on YouTube, and that was like one of the few segments that sort of went viral at that point in 2009. And like Poochie said, we kept in contact, and we're actually like legitimately friends. We've been texting each other, just seeing how each other are doing. Mm-hmm. And this show came about, and I could not have found a better dance partner than Poochie.
That's right.
Poochie, you're very much in some ways a local celebrity in Chicago. You're from the South Side off of 71st Street. You've been cussing people out on the North Side for 20 plus years. I mean, I really just got to ask, do you enjoy, like when a person like Kevin comes in or any other person comes in, do you enjoy cussing them out?
Yes, I do. I enjoy cursing anybody out. But it's always a fun thing. You know what I mean? If I curse you out, it's not to make you feel a certain type of way, hurt your feelings or nothing. So it's always love. I'm like that crazy auntie cousin, smoke a lot of weed, curse you out, talk a lot of smack. So that's me. I
love that you all met at a place known for selling hot dogs, but you in there talking about burgers. And so I really want to get some Chicago food questions, some hot takes in here as well, because Chicago is obviously known for its hot dogs. But since season 1 on the show is all about burgers, I want to know, is Chicago really more of a burger city than a hot dog city?
I would probably say, I don't know, because like we from the South Side, like I ain't really like go to no restaurant and be like, let me get a hot dog. Me growing up, you could get a damn hot dog at home.
You get a hot dog in the crib.
You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't never like my mom be like, oh, well, let's go grab a hot dog from this place and it's really good. No, I ate a damn hot dog at home. And if we was going out, typically it'd be a burger. You know what I'm saying? Like we go to the restaurant, we order a cheeseburger, we want the fries with the mild sauce or Harold's chicken or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would think it's me. I'm speaking for me personally. I would think it's more of a burger than a hot dog place.
I actually really relate to that because, like you said, I feel like growing up, if my mama was like, we got hot dogs at home, I was like, all right, that makes sense. I can make it and it'd be the way I like it. Exactly. Versus if my mama was like, we got burgers at home, I'm like, I don't want that burger. Well, what Eddie Murphy say, I don't want that green pepper onion burger. Right. That ain't McDonald's. Kevin, what about for you? Is Chicago secretly more of a burger city no matter what, like the mass media will tell us?
Well, look, the Chicago hot dog it's a singular thing. It's you can find a Chicago hot dog really only in Chicago. And it's one of the things, it's one of our greatest culinary exports, right? But it's only, they're really made the exact same way. When it comes to burgers, the burger, it's just a blank canvas. You could have anything on it. So one of the places that Poochie talked about as one of her favorites, we went to an Argentinian burger restaurant in Oswego, which like you think Argentinian burger place, what's that like, right? And the fact that there is a great Argentinian burger place, there's also a great like a country western style burger with bacon and barbecue sauce. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got $18 Wagyu double burger at a place called Gretel. And then you go down to the south side, Poochie's cousin at a place called V's Convenience Store. She sells a fantastic $8 cheeseburger. And so I love the fact that burgers, at least in Chicago, but really anywhere in America, it completely runs the gamut. It's a full spectrum. It can be anything or everything that you want it to be.
Poochie, what was the most surprising burger you had while y'all were out here eating y'all way across Chicago?
I think we tried, I don't know if that's going to be on the show, but I know we tried a burger with peanut butter on it.
Oh,
that's going to be on the show. Oh, yes.
Yeah. It was a weird taste, but it wasn't a ill, like weird taste. It was like, oh, okay, I could take a bite of this. And now, I wouldn't personally go and just say, I'm finna go get one of them peanut butter burgers. But, just to try it and just for the taste, it wasn't bad. You know what I mean? But that Argentinian burger that he talking about, man, listen here, that motherfucker slammed. You hear me? That bitch was...
Hey, I've been to an Argentinian steakhouse. They know their way around some good beef.
The meat or something, the seasoning, that bitch was banging. I want one right now. You hear me? That bitch was banging. But I've been at, Wiener Circle 26 years, 27, somewhere around there. But, so I've had my eat a burger here, eat a burger there. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of damn burgers. And then, so I'm quick to eat a chicken sandwich or a Polish or something, or maybe a hot dog. But yeah, I'm just all burgered out.
So much of the show is you all going around trying different restaurants in Chicago, around the Chicagoland area. But right, you come from different places, got different backgrounds. Poochie, what's your approach to critiquing food?
This how I do it. If I taste it and it's good, it's seasoned right, it's cooked right, then, I'm all down for it. But, I'm an honest person. If it's nasty, it's blended, it's not seasoned, it ain't cooked right, I'm just going to tell you how it is. So, Kevin is the more professional one, like when it comes to food, like he does the journalism, but he going to give you the more professional way of not try to hurt your feelings, as opposed to me, I'm more blunt. And I'm like, hey, no, Kevin, this shit is either nasty or,
it's hidden. It's either good or it ain't.
But actually, every burger that we had, I can actually say was really, really good.
And look, I think that is something I find totally refreshing, because if you are a food writer, if you work in food media, there's a certain verbiage, there's a certain language that you speak in. And, a lot of times I find it just completely insufferable and annoying, Jacoby. And so to have someone like Poochie, who is really, she is the everyman. She is speaking for the proletariat. I just find that completely refreshing, especially for a show that is ostensibly, let's try to find really good burgers and tell people what we like about it. I find that really refreshing and really much needed from the food media that we have today.
Pride has never been louder. Out and Amplified, a night of queer music, will be an electrifying celebration of love, resilience, and music, featuring 3 trailblazing artists taking over the Riviera Theater on Friday, June 20th, 2025. You got Vincent serving up an unforgettable fusion of pop and R&B that's gonna have you dancing all night. Parson James is bringing soulful ballads that'll touch your heart and lift your spirit. And John Duff is delivering high-energy pop anthems that command the entire stage. But wait a minute, that ain't all, y'all. You're gonna also catch epic DJ sets from some of Chicago's hottest talents like Miss Toto and Icy Baby. Trust me, you won't be able to stay off the dance floor. So kick off Pride Fest weekend with a night where you'll feel seen, heard, and celebrated. Out and Amplified is at the Riviera Theater on Friday, June 20th. Tickets at moatsevents.live/tickets. You can save $5 when you use the code CityCast. Well, go ahead and hurry up. This exclusive deal ends May 15th, and these tickets are going fast. Don't wait and be part of a night that promises to be out, loud, and unforgettable. That's moatsevents.live/tickets. I talk about my moms all the time on the show, so y'all know how much I love Mama T, but I'm gonna be real, buying gifts for her can be a little tough, right? When she sees something, she like it, she just get it. So for her recent birthday, I needed something that said, I appreciate you, I love you, I'm thinking about you all the time, and I ultimately landed on the Aura frame. It's a digital picture frame. In fact, it's the best digital photo frame according to the people over at Wirecutter. My mom sees it every day on the table in her entryway. I've uploaded photos of some of our favorite family moments together, like a huge throwback of all of us together at Kalahari up in the dunes, a recent one with my siblings and my mom at a Bulls game. I got a picture with our grandparents. Plus, anybody can add pictures from wherever they live, and she'll see them almost immediately and know we're thinking about her. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day coming up. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's Aura, A-U-R-A, frames.com, promo code CityCast. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
What sort of promises have you made to yourself this year? Getting in better shape, eating healthier, saving more money, traveling somewhere new? What about discovering a new culture by learning a new language? With Babbel, you can do that in just a few weeks. I'm David Plotz, the CEO of CityCast, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons, handcrafted by over 200 language experts, get you to begin speaking your new language in 3 weeks or whatever pace you choose. And because conversing is the key to really understanding each other in new languages, Babbel is designed using practical, real-world conversations. The Spanish I learned on Babbel really helped me on a recent trip to Mexico City, ordering in restaurants, shopping at the textile market, cheering on at the Lucha Libre, and I've been keeping it up since I got home. You're a podcast listener. I know that because you're listening here. I bet you'll love Babbel's new podcasts. On Eavesdrop in Espanol, which I listen to, you get to listen to a real conversation, then have the teacher host explain back to you. Then you listen again and catch everything. And you can even read along in the transcript. It's a really fun and effective way to learn. Let's get more of you talking in a new language. Babbel is gifting CityCast listeners 60% off subscriptions at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Babbel.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
I want to get another one of y'all hot takes. Speaking of different foods you can get around the city. Aside from hot dogs, Chicago got some other iconic foods, whether it's tavern style or deep dish, Italian beefs, burritos. I want to know, what do y'all think is the most overrated Chicago food?
Oh, that's simple. It's deep dish pizza. Period. End of story. I know it's sacrilege to say that. Poochie, what do you think?
I would agree, like the deep dish pizza, because, well, for one, I ain't a deep dish pizza fan. So, my shit, I get a home run in, you know what I mean? Something like that. I'm good.
Wait, Jacoby, you gotta put some skin in the game here. You gotta tell us what you think is the most overrated Chicago food.
I think it's the Italian beef.
I
like a good one, but I think similar to the hot dog, I do think there is some variants you could do, but I think a lot of them are very similar, and I prefer a sweet steak over the Italian beef. So if I'm gonna get a sandwich that just got a whole bunch of meat on it, I'm probably gonna try and get the sweet steak first.
I kind of agree with you too. Well, I don't eat Italian beefs. I don't care for it. I know it's probably a Chicago thing, but hell, I ain't going to order no Italian beef. I get Italian sausage on the grill myself at home, but I'm just not a big fan.
Now, I feel like I need to defend the Italian beef just a little bit.
We did a whole episode, Kevin, about looking for the perfect one. I know.
That was one of my favorite conversations with you, Jacoby. I love that conversation. So let me just say this in 20 seconds. I think that for 99% of Italian beefs in the city, I think the best that an Italian beef can be is like a B+, right? I don't think I've ever had an Italian beef that's an A+. I've never craved an Italian beef the way that I crave, say, a Philly cheesesteak. It's never been transcendent for me, right? But sometimes when it's the right moments, if you're on Taylor Street, you're at Al's Number One Italian, and you go to across the street, you get an Italian lemonade. That combination, there are some moments in some situation where it truly hits the spot. So I got to defend Italian beef just a little bit here.
That shit don't truly hit the spot. It just don't hit the spot. It go through your throat and run out through your ass. It don't hit your damn spot. That soggy bread, all that juice, all that shit hanging, running down from your damn fingertips.
If
Only thing
people
good is the hot peppers on that damn thing.
if people are listening to this and wondering, in a world full of food shows, food influencers, food lists, food TikToks, if you want to know what makes Poochie and Pain stand out different, just replay this conversation. But people, this shit is hilarious. Poochie, in episode 2, we're introduced to some of your family and friends, like your cousin. Like, you take us around some of the places you grew up, talk about your mom. What was some of your favorite Chicago foods or spots to eat growing up?
Well, for me, it was always Harold's Chicken. I'm quick to grab some White Castle. You know what I'm saying? I'm quick to go to like the little hood submarine spots. You know what I'm saying? So that's like how I grew up. But majority when I grew up, my mom and daddy, they cook. Or like if I'm at work, I grab me a little half order cheese fries or something. Grab a Polish. I ain't doing too much of a burger.
I completely understand though. I had a house where my mother pretty much every day of the week was, like you said, had some rice going, had some pork chops, had some smothered potatoes. So anything outside my house was a privilege, whether it was pizza, whether it was White Castle, whether it was Harold's. I gotta ask you, what's the best Harold's in the city for you?
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna even lie. I just had 87 right off is it
Ryan?
Vincent's? 87 right under the Viloc. I think it's like right off Halsted or like right off Vincent's. That's the best one to me. They wings be small, it's fried hard the way I like it. They don't drown it with all that. I don't know where they start adding this lemon pepper and Harold's at, but they don't drown it with all that. You know what I'm saying? So my spot would be 87.
You know what's something, Poochie, that you do not know that you are now finding out for the first time? This is a City Cat Chicago exclusive. All right. Do you know that, we went and shot some B-roll and we went to Harold's, and the Harold's that we went to, 87. The one exactly, the one that you said is the best in the city.
Exactly. Because they should be banging. It's clean. They don't get, some chicken place, they still be having the feathers in it and shit. Be talking about they clean their chicken. No, pick that goddamn feathers out them chickens, people. Because I'm becoming checking y'all shit. Pick them damn hairs up out of there. Trying to cover it up with all that goddamn mouth sauce. I still see it. And putting that hard ass bread on top of there. They starting to make me mad now.
Welcome to my life, Kobe. Welcome to my life.
That's why I just stick to 87, because I ain't caught no hair in they chicken yet.
So shout out to the Harold's at 87, which is part of our show. You're doing something right. You are doing something right.
Yes, you are.
Kevin, what are some of your favorite Chicago spots, Chicago foods?
Yeah, I grew up in Seattle, Jacoby, and so I moved here after college, which was in 2004. I think one of the most indelible memories for me was the first time I had rib tips at specifically Uncle John's on 69th Street. And there was a legendary pitmaster there named Max Sevier, and he used to work at Barbara Ann's, and just like a legendary pitmaster. And I've had Lem's and I've had Barbara Ann's, and I think they're all really, really good. But it really wasn't the first until I had Max rib tips, and especially that hot link. That hot link, if you cut it through the middle, there's like sage and there is like red chili flakes, and the pork fat in there are like huge chunks. It was like a chunky pork fat. It was really coarse ground. And the first time I had that, I think my brain exploded at just how delicious it was. And then you add on top of that the rib tips. I to this day, it's one of my favorite Chicago food experiences is eating rib tips and hot links at Uncle John's on 69th. And I think I must have written about Mac probably a half dozen times when I was a reporter at the Tribune. But man, I really miss Mac. I really miss his rib tips. But, fortunately, there's a lot of great places in the state that still do that.
Yeah, like Ribs Unlimited. You know what I'm saying? They used to be on Saturday Night for Loomis.
I also want to give a shout out to Hecky's, which is up in Evanston, but Hecky's has been around for 40-something years. They are doing Southside Chicago-style rib tips in Evanston, and I'm fortunate to live close there now, and so I always have ready access to rib tips, sauce on the side, anytime that I want.
Kevin, you always trying to put the suburbs on like they just own and pop it. Sit your ass down. Somebody go in Evanston. Nobody riding way over there to get no damn rib tips. Them for the people
I
who
know.
live over there on the north
I got to
side.
say, Hecky Powell. He was okay. Look, he is one of the few people that was doing. You got me going here.
Ain't no
Because do we
South
have?
Sider finna jump in their car and ride to no damn Heckies way in fucking Evanston to get no damn rib tips. That's for the people on the North Pole, Howard Street, all them gonna go over there and get rib tips. Might be good, but I ain't doing that, fam. I
Yo,
ain't
All
doing
right.
that.
I will say, if you're not lucky enough to live south of Roosevelt, for us to live on the north side, it's a really, really good place. So I'm just giving a shout out to Heckies.
Well, you're gonna have to take me there. I'm gonna have to try that for myself, but I still ain't taking that ride.
I got,
On my
I,
own. Hell no.
I got to see the first 2 episodes. I appreciate y'all. And y'all go to places like Burger Bite at Rogers Park, and y'all talk to Edgar. And this is inside of a Shell station. Y'all, in episode 2, go to Ramova Grill, which recently opened in Bridgeport, and talk to Emily and Tyler, the owners. Poochie, you work in a restaurant, so you know what that's like firsthand. What was it like to meet all of these people across the city?
Man, listen, kudos to them, because when you working in the restaurant business or you own it, that shit is hard. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure your meat correct, your workers, all that shit done. Sanitation got to be done. Your accounts got to be right. So I loved each and every person that we visit. I loved each individual story. Like we had actually 2 couples, the one you were just talking about, and then the one was at the Bristol bar, Kevin.
Yeah, that's right. At the Bristol Tap. Yep.
They was a couple. The Argentinian burger that I like, it was a daughter, her mom, and her dad was the only ones running the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So like family businesses, like kudos to my cousin that turned her convenience store. Then now she do the hot food. You know what I'm saying? So she able to help her community. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out
So
Vanessa.
each one of them had a story of how they made it or what they trying to do with their business and be successful. So but yeah, it's hard. It's hard in the restaurant business. People think it's easy, but it's hard. It really is.
I guess I gotta say, Jacoby, that's the most interesting thing about what we do when we're telling these stories is really not about the food. I know that a food show, there has to be something utilitarian about, hey, this is what the burger looks like. This is where you go to get this burger. This is how much it is, right? And that's great. But I think what really differentiates us and something that we really try hard to do, myself and my co-executive producer and co-creator, Matt Knutson, what we really want to do is tell these really interesting stories, like this immigrant family who moved here 20 years ago and became a really successful business person who not only opened up a burger place inside a Shell gas station, but was successful enough to open up a freestanding second restaurant. I mean, like, that is just something to celebrate. The burgers are really great, but we are all united by the struggles, the celebrations, the joys, the heartaches of businesses failing, businesses succeeding.
But Edgar, it was a fun shoot. We went there. Yeah, I admire him. You know what I mean? Because he started from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, I think he said like he didn't even know English like when he came over here. Did he, Kevin?
Yep, that's right. And this is Edgar at Burger Bite, which is the very first burger place that we check out in Rogers Park. There's a second location in Lincolnwood, and you really got to go get what's called the Buenos Dias burger, which is a breakfast burger. It's got the crispiest hash brown. This guy knows how to fry hash browns right. Super crispy. It's got chipotle mayo, crispy bacon. I know Poochie loves her some bacon, and a fried egg on top on just a beautifully griddled burger, and it is so good.
You really enjoy smashing that egg in the episode. I got one last question for y'all. Poochie, as I said earlier, you're known for cussing people out, right? Saying some mean things to people at the Wiener Circle. Kevin, I think you try to keep things positive, but I know you've had to write some negative reviews in your time. So I'm curious for each of you, like going into this project, how do you balance giving some honest critique, your personal taste, highlighting a small business, but also, being honest? Like if you don't like a burger, you don't like a burger.
Yeah, that's a really fair question. Matt Knutson and I, my co-creator, we scouted out dozens of restaurants before we started the show. We're only going to the places that we like, because I don't think it's so hard to run a business as is. And sometimes if you have a bad experience at a restaurant, it could just be something happened that one day where you got really bad service or the food was just not seasoned right, right? And to let that one small sample size be representative and to make this decree with the platform that we have to say this is not very good, I mean, it could really be destructive to these families' lives and businesses. So we made a very conscious decision to only highlight and celebrate the places that we know have really, really great burgers. And I think that's one of the reasons why Poochie has had really good experiences that I did not make her suffer through 18 mediocre burgers. These are 18 really terrific banging burgers.
Oh yeah, I told them that before we start filming. Like, so do y'all want my honest opinion? And they already cut that. They shut that shit down. They like, no, we only went to good spots we like because we don't. But I wouldn't have. Even if I didn't enjoy something, like, unless they in the wiener circle, I'm going to give you the raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, your shit. But I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Knowing like we was filming, like, even if it wasn't good to my taste, I would still give them a good review. You know what I'm saying? That after the cameras go, I was like, man, that shit was nasty. But I wouldn't do that to hurt nobody business. You know what I'm saying?
But not once, Poochie, was there a burger that you thought this was nasty. Every single one, legitimately.
No, every single one was good. It was, you could sit down and eat. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't be like, ew, you know what I'm saying? Like a weird taste. Because I'm a real picky eater. So, but I could actually say, even though I'm tired of burgers, but every place that we actually went to, they really had good burgers. And then they was making my shit how I wanted it, well done. So I didn't have a problem with nothing. As long as they didn't serve me nothing pink, I was good. And it was seasoned. So I didn't experience nothing bland. I didn't experience nothing undercooked. Even though Kevin eat his burgers like that. But everyone made sure my stuff was like no pink. It was seasoned right. So I ain't had no complaints.
What food we doing next season, y'all? We doing burgers this season. What we doing next season?
I don't know. I'm trying to get us to do some chicken or we want to do like chicken and barbecue. Cause, I love chicken and he love barbecue. So I don't know, wherever.
I will watch y'all sample anything across the city and meet whoever you meet. I want to give another huge thank you to our guest and the co-host of the show. Poochie, thank you for joining us on the podcast today.
Thank you.
And shout out to the homie Kevin Payne. Kevin, thank you for joining us again.
Thanks, Jacoby. Always great to talk to you.
All right, before we let you go, I want to give a special shout out to our newest CityCast Chicago neighbors. Huge love to Joe D., Philip M., and William P.R. The entire team appreciates you. We glad you here. We're going to see you soon. If you want to join them, if you're trying to get like them and get a free neighbors only coffee mug, head to membership.citycast.fm. Now, of course, we can't let you go without some good news. Doc 10, Chicago's #1 documentary film festival, is back for year 10, starting this Friday with Docs Across Chicago, a series of free screenings followed by a shorts program at the Gene Siskel Film Center on Sunday. The official Doc 10 selection screen at the Davis Theater starting April 30th with a tribute to Chicago history. They're playing Move Your Body, The Birth of House. They got an opening night party following at Smart Bar and Lakeview. I will drop a link in the show notes with all of the information. As always, we appreciate you for listening, reading, following us on Instagram, TikTok, and our other social medias, for reaching out to us, signing up for membership, and all you do to show love to CityCast Chicago and Hey Chicago. My last note for you, I'm going to be back bright and early tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Peace.